You found the Tony Basilio stream at TonyBasilio.com or on your smartphone or tablet. Another thrilling, chilling, and sometimes spilling edition of the Basilio Show is on the way next. Tips are always appreciated here at TonyBasilio.com.
WJBE 1040 AM, 99.7 FM. Translator W259AB. Powell, Knoxville.
Well, good morning. Welcome to a brand new week of the Tony Basilio Show. Tony's having a routine medical procedure taken care of today, so in his absence, it's Brian Hartman and Bino at your service and taking your calls, and unfortunately feeling a little blue after yet another home series loss by the baseball Vols. It's not panic time, but there are questions that the 2025 edition will need to answer over the next 3 weeks before the losses become critical, and we're here for you to talk it all over. As usual, we need you to make this thing we call the Tony Basilio Show really work, so load up the lines at 865-200-5402. Help us do just that. Hang in with us. Tony Basilio Show's coming right after this.
Life never stops moving. And between the 30-minute commutes, daycare pickups, weekly soccer practice, Tuesday night yoga, X number of coffee runs, and that weekend trip to Grandma's, you're racking up the miles. What you need is a tire that can keep up. A tire designed for doers. A tire that's going to last. Like the exceptionally long-lasting Michelin Defender tire. With an 80,000-mile warranty and the safety and comfort you expect, you can forget all about the miles ahead and focus on getting to your destination or conquering your to-do list. Fleet Tire, I-275 exit 1B at East Woodland Avenue in Knoxville. That's Fleet Tire, I-275 exit 1B at East Woodland Avenue in Knoxville. Fleet Tire.
Jeff Hall here. I'm a partner at Rather & Kittrell Capital Management. And here at Rather & Kittrell, we understand that life is full of transitions. Since 2000, our team of dedicated certified financial planners has been helping individuals, families, and businesses navigate these changes with confidence. From comprehensive wealth management to tailored retirement plans, we're committed to guiding you toward a secure financial future. Ready to take the next step? Visit rkcapital.com or call us at 865-218-8400 to start your journey today. Rather & Kittrell is a registered investment advisor.
Out-of-town law firms have been swarming into East Tennessee lately. From Memphis, Chattanooga, and Birmingham, they've stormed into the area. Wouldn't you rather do business with a local firm? You know, a true neighbor. Marcos Garza and the pros at the Garza Law Firm are just that. There are neighbors and friends that support local causes year-round. The Garza Law Firm works to serve you professionally on criminal matters, injuries and accident matters, and Social Security and disability filings. The Garza Law Firm is here for you at garzalaw.com. The Garza Law Firm. Let us help.
Are you stuck in a dead-end job or ready for a new challenge? Do you feel like it's time to try a new career? Well, it's time to change lanes with TLD Logistics. My friends at TLD Logistics have some really exciting opportunities for you to learn a new skill. With a new 5-acre driving academy that's now under new leadership with all new course material. And the best part, it's absolutely free. What a great deal to set you on the road to higher pay. And TLD Logistics even offers weekly stipends to offset food and gas expenses. In 6 weeks' time, you could complete this course and be in compliance with FMCSA regulations. Then you're ready for the open road of opportunity. What are you waiting for? It's time to change lanes with TLD Logistics. Visit tldlogistics.com. That's tldlogistics.com. TLD Logistics.
Why is it so stuffy in here? Don't tell me the AC's broken again. Ugh. No matter the season, a broken air conditioner or HVAC system is a nightmare. And with warm weather here, it's more important than ever to keep you and your family comfortable and safe before summer's heat arrives. If you need emergency HVAC repairs, preventative maintenance, or want to invest in a new system, then call the trusted HVAC experts at Pipe Wrench Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Whatever problems you encounter, our certified technicians will make a full assessment, then provide the best long-term solution to make your home comfortable again in no time. We make it easy with free on-site estimates for replacements and free second opinions on repairs. And if budgets are tight, we offer flexible payment plans, including 0% financing with credit approved. Be sure to ask about our 10-plus year warranties that are 2 times longer than industry standards, so you don't spend a cent on unexpected cost in the future. So call Pipe Wrench at 865-264-8090 or book online at pipewrench.com to schedule your appointment today. And as always, same-day service guaranteed or the visit is free.
A lime is not always just a lime. You see, some limes are lucky. For when a lime joins the salted rim of a crisp, refreshing Tres Dos Equis, that lime is no longer a mere lime, but a wedge of renowned Mexican limón. Muchas gracias, limón. And also, de nada. Enjoy Dos Equis responsibly. Copyright 2024 Dos Equis, imported by Cervezas Mexicanas, White Plains, New York.
Hi there, Basilio crew. Jennifer Morris here with Keller Williams Realty. If you're thinking about selling your home, I've got good news for you. The East Tennessee and Knoxville areas are projected to have another strong year. I'll be happy to talk with you about the latest and greatest info you need. So give me a call at 865-694-5904 or contact me at nextmovesmokymountains.com. Hope to hear from you soon and go Vols.
Josh Collins at Collins Insurance Agency. At Collins Insurance, we strive to ensure our customers receive better coverage along with bigger savings. Our community is important to us. We want to provide exceptional service to our customers. Anybody can provide great rates, great coverage, but can you also get great service? And hey, don't just take my word for it.
What's up, everybody? Zakai Ziegler here. My family turns to Collins Insurance Agency for the best service, coverage, and price.
So don't just go online and get some random insurance. Experience the Collins Insurance difference.
Like he said, experience the Collins Insurance difference. CollinsInsuranceTN.com. CollinsInsuranceTN.com. And hey, their Mama ZZ approved. CollinsInsuranceTN.com. Thank you to Josh Collins and ZZ.
One more thing, Tony. Go Vols!
Preparing food for a big gathering can really take it out of you. That's why you need to call Calhoun's and check out their selection of party platters. Whether you're hosting a party for the big game, a reunion, or just an everyday gathering, a Calhoun's party platter is next level. Choose from Calhoun's always excellent chicken tenders, fly with Calhoun's wings, or boneless wings with a variety of dipping sauces, award-winning next-level melt-in-your-mouth barbecue ribs, or delicious spinach artichoke dip, or get one of each. Plus, if you're doing burgers or sandwiches, Calhoun's has lots of side dishes like spinach Maria, baked cinnamon apples, Smoky Mountain baked beans, or creamy coleslaw. Available in pints, quarts, and gallons. And to finish things off, pick up one of Calhoun's great desserts to go, including homemade cheesecake or key lime pie. Calhoun's, simply your go-to party headquarters. With 9 locations all over East Tennessee, you can order online and just pick it up. Calhoun's, one of the Copper Cellar family of restaurants, along with Chesapeake's, Copper Cellar, Corner 16, Cherokee Grill, and Smoky Mountain Brewery. Eat local, eat good. It's always magnificent. Mondays on the Basilio Show, presented by our friends at Fleet Tire. I-275 exit 1B at East Woodland Avenue in Knoxville. Fleet Tire, I-275 exit 1B at East Woodland Avenue in Knoxville. And now, back to B.
And me is B. Welcome back. Tony Basilio Show, Monday style. Tony B away for the day, so it's the B Team B&B Show with Brian Hartman and Bino in for the next couple of hours, taking your calls, whatever's on your sports mind, which I have a pretty good idea what that may be without being a celebrated psychic. Vols are leaking a little oil and need a little high-octane gas for the stretch around the regular season. it's just very odd to find ourselves in a what's going on mode when it comes to Tony Vitello's teams, which I guess tells you just how successful his teams have been in a sport that doesn't lend itself to the long run of excellence we've become accustomed to here. We have 2 hours to bat it around. As you veterans of the show know, I don't do overtime. I don't do extra innings. But we will take all the calls we possibly can between now and 1 o'clock. Trust me when I tell you this is the geophysical Monday of the caller. And I'll prove it to you if you call 865-200-5402. So load them up and let's do this thing. We've already got some callers. Hang right there. I want to go to Brian for his thoughts on what we've seen from this baseball team. Then I'm going to throw out a few pitches, and then we're coming right to you. So stand right there, and we'll get to you in just a second. Hi, Brian. How you doing this morning?
Good morning, Bino.
Good
doing
to be
well.
Back in here with you.
Absolutely.
Sporting the Celtics jersey.
Sporting the ageless wonder Al Horford. I don't care where he went to school. He's someone that you got to admire.
Yeah, unbelievable. I was watching an SEC story about that Florida basketball team that was so good, and I'm thinking, how the heck is that guy still playing in the NBA?
And he came in the NBA when there had no high def. Yeah. High def didn't exist. But enough about that.
That's right.
Enough about that. I never thought that bad boring would be used to describe a Tony Vitello baseball program at Tennessee. But somehow, here we are. And one thing that I noticed early in the season, but they got away with it, was they would leave usually a bushel full of guys on base every game, even when games they were winning. And eventually, I was kind of concerned that might catch up to them, and here it has. A lot of that is because you've got runners on third with less than 2 out, and they take a called third, strike 3, looking. That happened yesterday in a key spot. And they just don't seem to come up with that big hit that we're used to them getting. And then when they do get a big hit, somebody gets thrown out on the base pass. So this is a bad, boring team that gives away outs and that is playing losing baseball all of a sudden. And the left side of the infield just commits way too many errors. Fielding, throwing, especially, it seems like that's been the spot where most of those have occurred, it seems. I don't know if anyone else has picked up on that, and it's really hard to kind of, it's a product that right now is just really hard to watch. They don't have any pop in the lineup. They don't hit the home runs like we're used to. And I think in the last 8 SEC games, going back to Game 2 against Kentucky, they've scored a total of 24 runs in those 8 games combined. That's 3 runs a game. The pitching is not the problem. You've got to be able to score some runs. And 3 a game in the SEC just will not get it done at all. And one more point I'd like to make. The expectations that we've had now, this sort of is what makes this kind of hard to deal with, I guess, because we haven't been used to it. But just as a fan, from a fan's perspective, I kind of came into this season knowing that they lost so much off last year's team and expected a drop-off to some degree. I didn't think they'd fall off a cliff like Mississippi State did, but I knew they would drop somewhat. But they fooled us, winning their first 20, sweeping Florida the way they did at home, and we thought, well, this team might be better than last year's. And, well, that's just not reality as the season's played out. But I kind of thought that I'd be a little bit sort of carefree having won a national championship last year and finally getting, as a fan, it just felt like we had that gigantic monkey off our back.
Yeah.
That comes with winning a title.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you this. Despite that, this is really not fun at all to watch. It's hard to watch. It's not fun. I'm not enjoying this. And I hope that's not too harsh.
No.
But that's just, this is not fun.
How you feel is how you feel, Brian. I think all of those are valid points. It's just an odd place we find ourselves in with the baseball balls. The program's been so successful. It made us forget a little bit just how good this league is and how hard it is to win in. No question there's some concerns. I think this is a good roster. Proved they could play well early in the season, but now they've dropped 3 straight home series, and I believe it's the first time in Vitello's 8 years here that they've lost 3 conference series at home. They've also lost 4 of their last 5. It's a team that's understandably playing with very little confidence, and frankly, they've been pretty fragile in that when something goes wrong in the game, it tends to snowball on them. They've run the gamut over this stretch of poor baseball. They've had key errors and inability to pitch around them. They've had games with little to no offensive output to games like you talked about where they've got a parade of base runners and can't get a big hit. I said a couple of weeks ago, we've got a mortal baseball team for a change with real-world baseball issues. I mean, obviously we need to figure out what to do in Game 3 from a starter situation. We need to find another reliable reliever out of the bullpen other than Dylan Loy. And we obviously need to somehow get to the point where we're just an average defensive baseball team. We're 15th in the league in defense, which is a total embarrassment. But those things are not the issue. The issue is all of a sudden this team can't bust a grape. They are in SEC play, which is all that really matters. They're 11th in on-base percentage. They're 10th in runs scored. They're 10th in RBIs. They're 12th in doubles. They're 7th in home runs in a home run-friendly park. I mean, this should be a top 5. This team should roll out of bed and be a top 5 home run team in the league. That is the real issue. Now, the bright side is the main thing is still the main thing. When you've done the work like this team has done to be a likely a regional host, you're in the tournament. Then what matters is, can you be playing your best baseball at that time? The question is, can this Vols team be a team that turns it around, begins to swing the bat better, and play the way they're capable of at a time when it really matters? And that's what we'll find out over the next 3 weeks.
And they're so close to having 5 straight SEC series losses in a row. They were fortunate. They had to come from behind in the rubber game against Ole Miss down there to avoid that distinction.
Yeah, I think those things even out, Brian, because we gave one away.
Yeah, LSU they should have had. And you can see you can go to Baton Rouge and you were just one play away from winning that series.
Either way, this team has lost 4 of their last 5.
Vandy coming in, if they can just get the Vandy series.
Yeah.
Just 2 out of 3 would
Things
be fine.
turn quick in this game.
Yeah,
it's
we'll
a
feel
humbling game. And for the first time in a long time here, we've been humbled. The question is, can this team respond to it, or will they surrender to it? And that's what we're going to find out. Let's go to the phones, Brian. Who we got, William?
Let's go to William first to lead off.
Hello, William. How are you?
Hey, how are you doing today?
Doing well, doing well. What you got for us, William?
So, one thing about that Tennessee-Auburn loss, they did not even play well. That's one thing they have to fix. Who are they playing next? Is it Vandy or Arkansas?
No, Vandy comes in here for a 3-game series this weekend, and then we close out the regular season at Arkansas the following weekend.
Okay, just making sure.
Yeah.
You have to play well.
No, there's no question, William. They're not playing very good baseball right now in any phase right now. It's as I said, it's a humbling game, and this is a program that it's been a long time since they've been really humbled. So we'll see how they respond.
And I hope they respond good.
Me too, William. We're going to find out this weekend.
All right.
Thanks, William. Appreciate the call. Let's go to Taylor. Hello, Taylor.
Hey, Bino. Hey, Brian. Sorry, my voice is lost after a weekend at Lindsey Nelson Stadium. question for you. What do you think about the theory that NIL and namely the transfer portal has really added a tremendous amount of parity to college baseball? And where I'm going with this is, would you agree that Coach Vitello and his staff, they have a ton of strengths? I think they're the best coaching staff in the nation, and I would say that unbiased folks would say top 5 regardless. But their strengths are recruiting, identifying elite talent, and developing elite talent. Would you agree that that's really the crest of the eliteness of the coaching staff over at UT?
Yeah, I think they've been excellent at all of those things. Yes.
So now coaches can take a shortcut to recruiting, to developing those high school relationships, to putting the time and effort to get those high school studs on campus. And that shortcut is the transfer portal, right? So you can simply, with kind of like, I would say, pick and bid on top transfer portal talent, right? And you look at the Georgias of the world and the Kentuckys of the world, they're able to revamp their entire rosters in one season by rating the have-nots and certainly looking at the directional schools and in some cases even SEC and ACC talent and bringing them on their teams without doing really any recruiting, any high school evaluation, any player development. And I think that's been proven. It's a quick fix. I don't like the fix. I think it's not sustainable. I think it's bad for team chemistry and culture. But I think that's what's happened this year. You've got a tremendous amount of parity in college baseball, particularly in the big conferences. The SEC is probably going to send 13 teams to the postseason. It's just a lot of parity. So my point is, the Sonny DeSheras, the Chase Dolanders, they're not staying at the Samfords and the Georgia Southerns anymore. They're having their one great year, and they're going to the big boy programs. And the difference is our program, we supplement our rosters with the portal. We don't rebuild our rosters with the portal. So saying all of that, Bino and Brian, all you had to look at was the fact Tennessee was replacing 7 out of 9 of their starters. They're replacing all 3 of their starting Friday, Saturday, and Sunday pitchers. They're replacing their a good bulk, Combs, certainly Kirby Connell, and others on the relief corps, right? We brought back a fraction of the team. And when you're relying on one-year portal transfers who are studs, like Fisher and Doyle, but if you're relying them on your leadership, you've got a very inexperienced and young team. So I guess my whole point is I think the fans' expectations were super unrealistic this year. The 20-0 start was fool's gold. Going back to my point, these non-conference schools aren't the non-conference schools of 3 or 4 years ago. They've been rated by the portal, and they're not very good. Their studs have left. They've attrited to bigger schools. So that 20-0 record got the fans' expectations to ridiculous standards. This is a reloading, rebuilding year. It's a good team. It's not an elite team. You cannot expect to have a top 5 program every single year. I give Coach Vitello a pass. Again, they still could get things together, but when and I don't mean this as any disrespect on the way out, but when Andrew Fisher is your best infielder in SEC play with a .995 fielding percentage, and the rest of your infielders are fielding at a .938 clip or worse, you're not going to win a lot of close games with a lot of parity in the SEC. You need good hitting, timely hitting, and you need good defense, and we have some warts. GBO, guys.
Thank you, Taylor. I appreciate that.
And one thing that I come back to is they lost so much, but the returning guys that came back off last year's national championship team that were key contributors, many of them have struggled.
Yeah,
as we've seen.
Yeah,
and they haven't really been the same, and that's one thing that's really hurt.
Well, I don't think that one thing we haven't done here, I don't think, is stress defense enough. I don't mean that you need to. I agree with their lineup changes to where I just don't think that Antigua's hit it enough to get an every inning position. But I also think that this team has suffered from, first of all, Fisher not being able to play third base, which threw things in. He's been a very good first baseman, but it kind of threw things into a little bit of disarray from what they had planned, and then Keelan's injury furthered that. So, and this is a very compacted, short period of time that we're talking about here, where you compile all these stats. So, I think that's hurt their infield defense quite a bit.
Guys playing out
and
of position.
I think it's hurt. I think it's hurt Curley's overall game. But I think more of a case with Curley is, in my opinion, I don't know, but in my opinion, it's that he came in as their highest-rated draftable player, and I think he's tried to play up to that from day one, and he's pressed instead of just played.
Yeah, and he was basically a stud last year, starting as a
absolutely.
freshman.
Absolutely.
And just thought that, and this is the definition of a sophomore slump.
Yeah.
Thought that it not that he hadn't working hard, but just kind of felt a sense of it's going to come easy for him, and it doesn't.
This is baseball.
It's humbling.
This is what happens. Who we got, Brian?
Let's go to Donald.
Let's get Don in here. Hello, Don.
Hey, guys.
Hey, Don. How are you? Hope you're well.
I'm doing all right. Excuse me. Well, I've been such a fan for several years, and I've enjoyed the first half of this season so much.
Yeah.
And just like everybody else, a little befuddled about everything. You talk about getting men on base, this happens, that happens, and then we're light hitting, we're getting, what we have yesterday, 4 hits in the last game, something like that. But the game we won, that took 2 days to play, we had 17 hits and 5 runs. How can you even do that?
Yeah. It's been, as I said, they've run the gamut. They've figured out every way to lose that you can figure out to lose in this tough stretch here. And again, it's we've got real world baseball problems that we thought we were immune to.
Well, I've never seen any team leave as many men standing at third base, inning after inning after inning after inning.
Yeah.
Sometimes second and third, nobody out, get nothing. I just don't know. It's just like we'll get somebody start getting hot like Peoples, hitting home run after home run, and all of a sudden, no. Lawless come in there the other night, had a game, 2 homers, and, well, nothing since. Of course, he ain't played much. Fisher's one I'm trying to figure out. Ever since he got robbed of that home run against A&M, it just seems like his mojo. He's still leading team in home runs and everything, but, don't see him being maybe even as choosy at the plate and walking as much and things like that. Maybe he's trying to compensate for no hitting here, there, and everywhere. And actually, Ansley, early in the year, wasn't doing as much as, we might have thought he would, but that's pretty much the most reliable hitter we got.
Yeah, in SEC games, he's leading the team in hitting.
Yep, and so it's kind of hard. Well, is this guy the one's going to do it tonight, or is that guy? But the fielding the last month has just drove me nuts.
Yeah,
I saw our preseason All-American who was playing second base instead of short, who'd been playing third for whatever reason, but the other night he lets the guy on. He feels the ball cleanly. He's got all kinds of time, and just simply throws it past Fisher. I mean, it wasn't Fisher not catching the ball. He had no hope to catch the ball. And kind of reminded me, Bino, me and you being old guys, of the Dodgers second base.
Steve Sachs. Yeah.
He just couldn't throw the ball back to pitcher, couldn't throw the ball to first base.
Yeah. I hope Curley doesn't have the thing. I wouldn't wish that on anyone.
Oh no.
I think his is just more. I don't know if he lost his way at the plate first and then it affected his fielding. I think it was actually the opposite with him. I think he's kind of been pressing to live up to that ranking that you talked about just a second ago, and the moving around, the constant shifting of positions hasn't helped him either. No, it really hadn't. And then when they pulled him from third, I don't remember if it was the first game or not. I think it was Barco at third. And like the next game, there's 2 errors at third base. Well, actually, I'm not sure how much was him, how much was the catcher throwing. I knew he threw the ball to third one time on a steal attempt, but third baseman wasn't there. Yeah,
I mean, it's just been a comic of errors.
Yeah,
I mean,
it has. Well, I said earlier, Don, if and it's not they just, especially with certain pitchers, they just do not stress them holding runners on or change their motion toward the plate, especially with Phillips. They want him to pound the strike zone, and they give their catcher zero chance to throw anyone out in those situations. So if that's your philosophy, I've got no problem with it. But don't put the catch. Just let the catcher throw the ball back to the dying pitcher.
Yeah, still throwing it
and avoid
in the middle of the field.
Giving up a run, throwing one out in the outfield. Don, you got anything else for us?
Well, not really today. I'm just I'm still trying to hang in there with them. But you know, as stressful as it is to watch them on TV, like yesterday at the church, we decided, you know, that rain that kept Sam was taking a little drive. And trying to listen to it on the radio was even worse. I'd turn it off and then turn it back on and see how bad it was in that last game. And I'm like, oh, Lord. You know, right off the bat, you're down 2-0. You're down 4-0. And I'm okay.
Yeah, they're hard to watch right now, Don. We just all got to keep in mind now that, again, once you've qualified to make the regional, the main thing is still the main thing. Let's get to playing better baseball these next 3 weeks. And see where it goes from there. So but it's hard to watch right now.
Yeah. Okay, bud. I know you got a lot of banker callers. So
hey, Don, we appreciate you. 865-200-5402 will get you on with us. We're going to take our first break, and we'll be right back on the other side with more of the Tony Basilio Show.
It's the hottest post-game show on the planet. Garza Law, fifth quarter fan reaction. Fan reaction. As soon as the final gun sounds, we're live.
Tony Basilio, and we've got Chad Stockton with FC Alliance. Chad?
Well, I'm up in Johnson City, Tennessee with our FC Alliance North location that we started this past fall. We are doing well. We kickstarted the spring season with games this past weekend, and we've got more games coming up the next few weeks. So we're excited about what the springtime holds for us. Our girls' ECNL is also into the middle of their spring season. They hosted a huge weekend this weekend coming from Pittsburgh and New York, the teams they hosted. Good results, hard teams they played all weekend long. We've got such a focus on skill development and focusing on what's the right way to play for our kids. As we continue to grow, we're expecting our programs to continue to grow like they have been the past few years. Our tryouts are coming up in late May. For the U12 and under, it's the middle of May, and then for the older kids, it'll be late May. But we're expecting to grow not only in Knoxville, but also in Johnson City.
And if you want more information, you can see what Chad's talking about and hear those kids and get involved. It's FCAllianceKnox.org. Again, FCAllianceKnox.org. Hey, Chad, thanks, man. Many happy returns, my brother.
Thank you, Tony.
Listen up, baseball fans. It's time to step up to the plate and get some new Tennessee gear from Alumni Hall. Don't you dare swing and miss by shopping elsewhere. Alumni Hall has the best selection, top brands for you to choose from. Shop in store, 3 Knoxville locations, or Bristol or Murfreesboro. Anytime online, anywhere in the world at alumnihall.com. Come grab your Tennessee baseball jerseys. Incredible. Oh, Coach Vitello's jersey, hats, decals, t-shirts, and so much more. Earn $10 in rewards for every $150 spent. Shop Alumni Hall, your ultimate Tennessee shopping destination. Go Vols from Alumni Hall. Tony Basilio along with the great Mark Griffin. And we're here to talk about our friends at Performance Medicine. And Griff, their slogan, stay educated, stay healthy. That's you.
Wow. I really like to think that, Tony, and I'd like to give Dr. Rogers a lot of credit because I definitely want to stay educated and healthy, and knowing that he's putting the time and effort in to make sure of my care, I want to encourage your listeners to put the time to learn and become educated and get to know Dr. Rogers and see if it can help with your health as well.
And there's a really, really easy way to do that. In fact, they've got their own YouTube channel. You can see Dr. Rogers for himself with his staff. It's called The Performance Medicine Show over at the Performance Medicine channel over on YouTube. Also, more information at performancemedicine.net. To our friends in North Knoxville, a brand new location over in Fountain City, now accepting patients. So many ways to reach Dr. Rogers. And like they say, stay educated, stay healthy. Performance Medicine, online, performancemedicine.net. TB here for Cedar Bluff Plumbing, a live and local company that's been serving our area for over 32 years and counting because every customer counts, and I mean no job is too small. Cedar Bluff Plumbing just voted #1 by City View magazine because multiple plumbing experts are on call to serve all your plumbing needs. Chances are there'll be a plumber in your area when you call, and they won't send some salesman to your house. You're going to get a high character, trustworthy, highly trained plumber who will serve you. Not like some of these guys that look like they came off the set of America's Most Wanted. Cedar Bluff Plumbing is Basilio tested and approved and will go the extra mile for you because Chucky Mack is a servant of the people and my consigliere to the throne, celebrating over 32 years of serving living volunteers. Cedar Bluff Plumbing. Call 588-4448. That's 588-4448. Cedar Bluff Plumbing.
Yee-haw! I've been hooting and hollering ever since I started betting with the VIP Play app. VIP Play has more than 200 leagues, every bet type you can imagine, live betting and live hosts, all with 24/7 support from real live people when you need them. Start betting better with the VIP Play app today. Don't be a better, be a better with VIP Play today.
VIP Play coming soon. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-889-9789. Must be 21 plus and located in Tennessee to bet.
Attention Vol fans, are you tired of complicated, clunky fleet technology that makes your job harder? Say goodbye to frustration and hello to Connexial, your hometown partner in logistics. It's time to rev up your operations with next level fleet management from Connexial. Connexial is here to keep your business on track with technology that works as hard as you do. Our game-changing ELD gives you more than just hours of service. With AI-powered dash cameras and real-time asset tracking, you'll have eyes on the road, cargo, and your fleet from anywhere, anytime. And the best part, our friendly US-based customer support team is just one phone call away. No more long wait times or frustrating tech talk. Just real people with real solutions. With Connexial, you get a professional team you can trust and easy-to-use products that keep you on the road. What do you say, Tony?
I'm ready. Make the smart move and call Connexial today.
865-888-6920. Learn more at Connexial.com. That's Konexial.com. Drive life with Connexial and go Vols.
Jeff Hall here. I'm a partner at Rather & Kittrell Capital Management. Life is full of transitions. Planning for retirement, managing investments, or navigating major life changes. Here at Rather & Kittrell, we're here to guide you through every step. Visit rkcapital.com or call 865-218-8400 to start your journey toward financial clarity today. Rather & Kittrell is a registered investment advisor.
It's always magnificent. Mondays on the Basilio Show, presented by our friends at Fleet Tire. I-275 exit 1B at East Woodland Avenue in Knoxville. Fleet Tire, I-275 exit 1B at East Woodland Avenue in Knoxville. And now, back to B.
And welcome back, Tony Basilio Show, Monday edition. Tony having a colonoscopy today. I don't know if they're looking for polyps or looking for his head. But somebody please tell him I said that. I want to get one shot in on him. No, Tony, we kid because we care. Hopefully you'll get a clean bill of health. And I know you'll be right back in here tomorrow doing what you do, which is better than anyone else in the area. 865-205-402. Let's get back to phones and get Rusty in here. Hello, Rusty.
Jeff, Brian, how's everybody doing?
Rusty, we're okay, buddy. We're okay. A little bit of a chilly day here for May, but we're doing good.
Yeah. So, just to get it out of the way, Matt went to be in a much better place than all of us, and nobody earned that more than he did, and we're going to have a celebration of life here real soon, and just thank everybody out there for all the thoughts and prayers for my brother-in-law and my sister and all of us. We greatly appreciate it. So yeah.
Sorry for your loss, Rusty. Sorry for your loss, and
hey,
when
echoed.
When you know when they're going, doesn't matter how bad it hurts us or how much we miss them. We wouldn't call them back for that paradise to ease our pain.
Nope. We're the ones in pain now. He's the one living the best version.
Amen.
Now, so
amen.
That's what matters. So, you know what we're watching with baseball right now?
Baseball.
A normal baseball season for a good baseball program.
That's right. We're watching baseball. I don't know what we've been watching, but we're watching baseball now.
Yes. We've gotten lost in we had maybe like our first 5 batters last year on our lineup may have been the best 1-hitter in college baseball, the best 2-hitter in college baseball, the best 3-hole hitter in college baseball, the best 4-hole hitter in college baseball, and the best 5-hole hitter in college baseball, all in the same lineup.
Yeah, it's been the run they've been on here, Rusty, has been absolutely amazing.
That was a cheat code last year.
Absolutely amazing.
It was.
Not just last year.
And that's kind of what yeah, it's probably been 4 years. Well, the year before last year, they kind of were building to what happened last year.
Yes.
That team was a little green. And then you had the pitching struggles with Dolander and Burns early that year. But the year before that, of course, that's maybe the best team ever assembled. I don't believe that team was as good as last year's overall because I think last year's 1 through 5 I think last year's 1 through 5 may be the best 1 through 5 in college baseball history. I mean, it was just stupid. It was really stupid. But that's where I'm headed with this team. We have to do the little things right, and our coaches have to do the little things right with this roster. Maybe not next year if you get certain guys back, but this team, because the margin of error is minuscule compared to what you've been dealing with.
Yes.
And that's the problem.
Yes.
We're not fielding it that much worse than we were.
No.
It's just that we're not hitting balls over the fence at the clip we were. It's just the margin of error has changed.
That's right. And
And
you
our
have
coaches
to
aren't
play.
coaching like it. We're not making perfect decisions in the dugout, and our fielders aren't doing every little thing right, and we're not getting the runner over right. Go ahead, Bino. I interrupted you.
No, I interrupted you. You're exactly right. We're not a good situational hitting baseball team. You know, that's probably more a baseball-wide problem than it's ever been. Because everyone relies on power just about, especially in the college game.
Launch angle.
But
launch angle.
That's right. But if this team, you're exactly right. What didn't hurt us in the past hurts us this year because this team does not hit the baseball like our previous teams.
No, and there's nothing wrong with that. This team could still win the College World Series.
Yes.
If they do everything right They get timely hitting,
Yeah.
and the pitching, and AJ Russell figures it out and gets stretched out a little bit, and he starts being able to be some kind of version. Marcus Phillips beat LSU, the number 2 team in the country, or no, number 1 team in the country now, I think. He beat them on their field 9 days ago, or whatever. Liam Doyle still maybe the best number 1 starter in baseball.
You can run him
This
out
team's
there and
not
win
that far
game
away.
1 in most any series against
Almost
anybody.
every time you can go there. Unless you start him on a Friday night when you know the game's not going to get finished.
Yeah, you don't want to do that.
And you don't review a home run that probably should, I mean, you should have at least challenged whether that, and got really good video of whether that ball cleared the fence or not. But that neither here nor there. You still got 2 guys starting that can get you wins in games 1 and games 2.
Yes.
And I mean, we won Phillips' start. We had to win in extra innings. But I mean, he left the game giving up 2 runs. We're not that far away with our first 2 starters. We just got to be better in the field. We got to get the fielding percentage up just a little bit.
Yep.
And talking about Curley saw much better pitches being in the 6 or 7 hole last year. That's a completely different animal from being expected to be the guy.
That's
then
right.
you talk about the fact that he's a draft-eligible sophomore, so he's probably pressing.
Yep.
And I never thought at the next level, I don't think he's an infielder. I think he's better off being a corner outfielder because he's got a strong arm, but he doesn't have an accurate arm for infielder. You'd be best off to put him in left and put Bargo at third and Antigua at short and Keelan at second. And that's your best fielding team. But they don't want to do it because I guess he's your best draft-eligible player, and it will look bad if you moved him into a corner outfield, which is probably where he's going to end up playing baseball long term.
It's without question a balancing act that the power programs in college baseball are trying to walk. Yes. Yes.
Yeah. You don't want
sometimes you don't do
you don't want to hurt draft stock.
Sometimes you don't do what's best for your college team. You do what's best for the kid. And I'm not saying that's right or wrong, but that's what happens.
Oh, I know. No, you're right. I mean, that's clearly what's going on is we're trying to keep him on the infield for draft purposes. But we did send a kid to the bullpen a couple years ago, and we knew what the ramifications of winning more ball games and doing what was best for the team. We knew the ramifications were if we put him in the bullpen, this will happen.
Here's where I'm at. Here's where I'm at. If you're not injuring a young man health-wise,
right?
I think if they choose to come to college, rather than those who could, rather than go directly to minor league baseball and get developed, if that's the goal, if the only goal is I want to get me developed to play Major League Baseball, then you should go, if you're capable, go directly. And if you come to college, other than them injuring you, they shouldn't do that. If you come to college, it should be team first, you second. Because college is about winning baseball games. The minor leagues are about developing players for a major league team. I think if you make that choice, that it should be team first. And you should understand that.
1,000%. And the only time I think the kids get in their head about it is that first time they're draft eligible while they're in college.
Mm-hmm.
That's when I think it really gets. Like I think if Curley wasn't in a draft year, they could have put him somewhere because I think playing some outfield probably would have helped him get confidence back and help him get back to being an infielder.
I don't doubt that.
But because this is he's what 2.5 months away from the draft.
Yeah.
Moving him now says he's not an infielder, which will probably crush draft stock.
Yeah.
So I mean, even though watching him play in the infield right now probably is crushing his draft stock. Anyway, the kid does everything right. He's just in his head a little bit.
He is.
He will snap out of it, and he's going to win us a ball game or two down the road.
I agree.
That matters. So we got to support all these guys. But to win the most ball games and to put your best team on the field, I think it's Antigua at short, Keelan at second, Fargo at third, and either Dean at DH with Abernathy in left, or Dean in left with Levi DHing. I think one of the biggest problems this team is going through, or one of the biggest mistakes this team made, and I'll leave with this. Levi Clark, when we were like rolling earlier in the year, was batting in the 5-hole when they realized when he was crushing the ball, and he went through about 2.5, 3 weeks of the soup, and we put him on the pine. I think a freshman with that kind of talent never should have been taken out of the lineup. You got to let him. They should have let him just keep on seeing. The best way he can get better and get out of it is more pitches, just seeing the baseball over and over again. And now he's back in the lineup pretty much every day, which is the right move. But I think taking him out of the lineup might have been the wrong move because he's probably your best overall hitter long term.
Rusty,
anyway.
I think you and I made it. I think we made it through a call without you and I disagreeing on a single thing. 865-200-5402.
Let's go to Dave.
Let's get Dave in here. Hey, Dave.
Hey guys, how y'all doing today?
We're good. How you got a bad voice too, Dave, or is this yours allergies?
I don't know. This time of year.
Oh yeah.
I'm kind of horsey.
I hear you. I understand.
I'm gonna push back. Dean Curley, I think his ultimate position is probably to be a first baseman because I don't think he's got the foot speed for an outfielder. A guy that myself have played outfield all the years I played ball. I think he's a first baseman. And I called in yesterday the show. I thought they took Abernathy out of the lineup earlier in the year, and I think he should have been your leadoff batter and your left fielder. I think he works. He takes pitches, works the pitch count, walks a lot. He can be a problem on the bases. They don't have a leadoff batter. Curley wasn't one. Gavin Keelan's not a leadoff hitter. I think his batting average has dropped since they put him in that role. And that's just my 2 cents. But I don't think Tennessee can listen. This is going to happen. They lost too much off last year's team. Most teams take a step back. I don't think they've got. I don't think this team can win a College World Series. They'll be lucky to get out of a regional. They just don't. They don't have the pitching, and they're young in a lot of places, and that's okay. I've told everybody that's perfectly fine. You know, you building for next year. I mean, you look at your Floridas and your LSU; they've all struggled. I mean, heck, Florida's struggling mightily the last couple of years since they finished runner-up a few years back. But I want to get back. I want to get to the NIL deal. Coach Barnes yesterday, or the day before yesterday, he pretty much said it. He had his team that he was going to put together, which included Rodney Rice, but they didn't have the money. And I hate to say it, guys, but if you fall behind because of NIL money, the rest of sports will follow. And I just think that that's a problem. You look at all your professional sports, and we're heading that way in the college arena.
Oh, yeah.
All your professional sports, the teams that have got the payrolls now are spending the money are your teams that are winning titles. And you look at Ohio State last year, they spent the money. You see what Texas is spending this year. And I think if you don't get on the ball with this, I hate it. I hate that college sports has come to this. But if you don't get on the ball and get this NIL thing, I don't know about the revenue sharing. I don't know how much more that's going to help. But if you don't be ahead in the game with the money, just going to fall behind. And I don't know. What do y'all think about that?
Well, Dave, I think you still have to decide I think you still have to budget somewhat, and if you determine that a kid is not worth what he's asking for, which is I think what they did with Rice, then do you just throw more money at him than you think he's worth? I guess those are tough decisions that have to be made. Yes, I mean you're not going to keep up with the Texases and Ohio States of the world if they're going to if they're just going to spend like the Yankees. You know, it's going to be pretty difficult for most teams to keep up with. But yeah, it's a strange era we're in right now, and you can't go cheap. But I don't think Tennessee's going cheap. I don't believe that's their situation. Well, I think they've decided to invest their money somewhere else rather than in Rice. And we'll see if that was the correct or incorrect decision.
Right. Well, I saw a problem with the $4 million they spent on the freshman McDonald's All-American kid.
Yeah, we'll see if that.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, we'll see if that was right or wrong. You know, I don't know if it's right to. I don't know that he's anywhere close to a $4 million player, but that was their determination, and that's what their roster construction was going to depend on. It's the decision that they made there. So we'll see if they were right or wrong. But it's not that they're not spending money. It's have they spent it wisely?
Right. I just, some of these teams, are spending stupid money. And, of course, stupid money's been spent in professional sports for a long time.
Yeah.
And, it just has. I look at my Cardinal baseball team, and they're spending nearly $200 million less on their payroll than the New York Mets. But I see where it's gotten them. It is slowly over the last 5-6 years. You can see the decline of the Cardinals organization because they haven't gone out and spent any money. I just hate it for college sports, especially being a Tennessee fan, and I hate for it to get where it's gotten.
Yeah.
And I just don't see they don't put any guardrails in place. I just think it's just gonna, you're gonna have about 4 or 5 teams every year that spend the most money that are gonna be winning the title, and it's gonna make the sport really not good.
Yeah, let's hope they can get it reeled in, Dave. Thank you. Hey, we're going to take our top of the hour break, so hang right there with us. Great phone conversation so far. Keep it going. We'll be back on the other side with more Tony Basilio.
WJBE 1040 AM 99.7 FM.
Translator W259AB.
Powell, Knoxville.
Guests appear on the TLD Logistics Hotline. Online at tldlogistics.com.
Hi, I'm Jim Simpson, owner of Simpson Meats. When's the last time you grilled a really good burger or steak? One your friends still talk about. Our goal at Simpson Meats is to make that happen every time you have a cookout. All of our cuts of meats, steaks, burgers, briskets, and pork are always fresh, flavorful, and sustainably sourced. We are family owned, so we know the importance of knowing how and where your food is raised. We have been putting quality first since 1888. Visit our butcher shop off Lovell Road or online at simpsonmeats.com.
Peace of mind is priceless, especially when it comes to your home safety and your family's comfort. That's why the pros at Pipe Wrench Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling created the Peace of Mind Maintenance Plan. Preventative maintenance for HVAC and plumbing is like changing your vehicle's oil, and experts recommend scheduling regular system checks to keep everything running smoothly. With Peace of Mind, you can safeguard your home from unexpected costly breakdowns and repairs. You'll get tons of benefits, including full system checks on HVAC and plumbing systems, water heater flushes, sewer camera inspection, 10% automatic discount discount on repairs, priority bookings, no service fees, and much more. Monthly service plans are as low as $20.25 per month, and total annual services are valued at over $1,500. Call Pipe Wrench at 865-264-8090 or book online at pipewrench.com to sign up or schedule your appointment today. And as always, same-day service guaranteed or the visit is free.
Life never stops moving. And between the 30-minute commutes, daycare pickups, weekly soccer practice, Tuesday night yoga, X number of coffee runs, and that weekend trip to Grandma's, you're racking up the miles. What you need is a tire that can keep up. A tire designed for doers. A tire that's going to last. Like the exceptionally long-lasting Michelin Defender tire. With an 80,000-mile warranty and the safety and comfort you expect, you can forget all about the miles ahead and focus on getting to your destination or conquering your to-do list. Fleet Tire, I-275 exit 1B at East Woodland Avenue in Knoxville. That's Fleet Tire, I-275 exit 1B at East Woodland Avenue in Knoxville. Fleet Tire. Basilio here for Budget Transmissions. TGMD, the great Matt Dixon, took his Ford Escape to budget, and like our gold bullet back in the day, it was a total mess. And now, Matt's back in the game. He's got a new transmission, axle, wheel bearing, both radiator hoses, engine mounts, coolant hoses. I mean, his Ford Escape was about to escape to the junkyard, but he didn't begrudge it. He took it to budget, and now he's on his way back to Omaha. Budget Transmissions, over 30 years in business, conveniently located in Bearden. All extended service contracts are honored. A gold certified Repair Pal member. 865-584-4391. 865-584-4391. Budget Transmissions. Don't begrudge it. Take it to budget.
Hi there, Basilio crew. Jennifer Morris here with Keller Williams Realty. If you're thinking about selling your home, I've got good news for you. The East Tennessee and Knoxville areas are projected to have another strong year. I'll be happy to talk with you about the latest and greatest info you need. So give me a call at 865-694-5904 or contact me at nextmovesmokymountains.com. Hope to hear from you soon, and go Vols.
Tony B here with the great Zakai Ziegler for
Hey,
Advent.
whoa. Tony, I got this. Hey, Tennessee, it's Easy here. Next time you have an electric issue at your home or business, call my friends at Advent Electric. With offices in Knoxville and Nashville, it's Mama's Easy approved.
You heard it from the most electrifying player in the league. Call the service professionals at Advent Electric, 865-588-0631. Online, adventelectric.com. Tell them ZZ sent you. Achillio here, and you know my friends at Carnes Motor Company started with a dream over a quarter century ago. I met Rob and Brian back when I still had hair, and they were working at a huge dealership in West Knoxville. But they told me back then they wanted to sell cars on their terms, and I wanted to do radio on my terms. Their terms, just like my terms, are ultimately your terms. In both cases, you're the winner. A Car Guru's National Award winner with a 5-star rating on all sites, just like our Vols. Everything about buying a car from Carnes Motor Company is no hassle. They specialize in high-quality pre-owned vehicles between the $5,000 to $25,000 range. And if you need to sell a car, they'll either buy your car or they'll help you sell it. Carnes Motor Company also has a top-notch service department. Therefore, every vehicle is rigorously inspected and serviced prior to delivery. So you're guaranteed to get a quality pre-owned vehicle every time. If you need a place for service, they've got you covered. Come be a part of the Carnes Motor Company family and tell them you heard about it from B. Online at carnesmotor.com. Oak Ridge Highway, 1 mile past the Carnes light. Carnes Motor Company. It's always magnificent. Mondays on the Basilio Show, presented by our friends at Fleet Tire. I-275 exit 1B at East Woodland Avenue in Knoxville. Fleet Tire, I-275 exit 1B at East Woodland Avenue in Knoxville. And now, back to B.
Welcome back, Tony Basilio Show. Monday style, second and final hour of today's show. Had some great conversation in the first hour, of course, talking a little Tennessee baseball woes right now, and going through a baseball period here, folks. I know it's hard, but it is baseball. 865-200-5402. We'll continue on with the conversation. Let's get Titans Bill in here. Hello, Titans Bill. How you doing?
How you doing, Bino and Brian?
Hey, we're good, Titans Bill. Hope you are.
Guys, let's face it. The wheels is coming off of our baseball team.
I don't know if they're coming off, but we got a flat right now. We got a flat right now, Bill.
But I'll tell you, if Coach Tony doesn't find a way to get the wrinkles to iron the wrinkles out, we're not going to be going to no College World Series, and we may not be repeating as SEC baseball champions.
Well, those are. Yep. That I can't argue with that. We'd have to play a whole lot better than we're playing right now to do either of those things, Bill.
Man, let's get them bats a talking.
Yeah, that's right. We got to start swinging the sticks. There's no question about that. Get back to a more Tennessee-like attack here.
I'll tell you another team that's struggling right now. It's a team that's not playing that far from Lindsey Nelson Stadium, and that's the Tennessee Smokies.
I haven't kept up so far with what the Smokies have done, Bill. How are they off to a rough start here?
I believe they are, Bino.
Okay. Well, they got a nice new facility to do it in whenever they turn it around.
Did Christian Moore do a lot of damage this weekend? The Smokies caused Titansville.
I don't know, Brian. I really don't.
I know he hit his first home run.
He did hit a home
Tuesday.
run, at least one, didn't he?
He hit his very first one of the year.
Wondering
on Tuesday,
if he hit more.
So, I'm gonna have to say, if there would be one team that I know that could be that I believe that'll go all the way and win the SEC baseball tournament, look out for Arkansas.
They're playing awfully good baseball right now. We're going to see them here weekend after this one, too.
And, of course, I don't know what kind of team Texas has.
They're good. They're good. Before this weekend, they were leading the conference.
But then again, you never know. If we could start getting the wrinkles ironed out and start hitting the ball a whole lot better, hitting a whole lot better because, look, yesterday we got our kingdom tore down by Auburn.
Yeah.
And that's a fact with my hand up.
Yeah, it was that rubber game was not pretty, Bill. Not pretty.
So
came off the high of winning the suspended game, and then I just had a bad day at the plate in the next game.
So get. I'll tell you what. Get them, Coach Tony. Get them wrinkles ironed out.
I'm sure he's got it steamed up right now, Bill.
Okay.
Hey, Bill, we appreciate you, man. You have a good week.
Okay.
Talk to you soon. 865-200-5402. Believe we got open lines, so please jump on with us. Love to talk to you about whatever's on your mind. We've talked a whole lot of Tennessee baseball today, but whatever's on your mind is certainly open game.
I want to say this right now. I feel badly, probably most badly, for Will Heflin. What a time to begin a regular season post-game show for this baseball program. I don't think he's got to talk about a series win yet, has he?
No,
not in the last 3 weeks. He hasn't.
I don't think he has. But Will's used to towing the rubber, Brian. He takes the ball. It don't matter. It doesn't matter how things are going.
He's doing a great job. I listened yesterday.
He's made for this. He's made for this. You hand him the ball, and he takes the mound.
And he gets out of the jam. He feels like the bases are loaded and there's no out every time he comes in, every time he starts the show.
Yeah.
And somehow he's able to get out of the jam with hardly any damage.
Yeah.
And minimal, if any.
I'm guessing as a former college baseball player, two-way player, then a pitcher, been in all kinds of situations, I'd say he's more prepared for this than I am. There are a lot of days when I'm thinking, man, I wished I didn't have to be on there today.
I was hoping they could at least get a couple wins so we could at least have a little bit better disposition with everything, and maybe that comes this weekend.
Well, it's certainly a good time, Brian, with Vanderbilt coming in here, and Vandy's, I think they're both 14-10 in the league. But Vandy has seemingly better momentum than we've got at this point. I think they're probably appreciating their 14-10 because it's they didn't have huge expectations, and because they've gotten better as this conference season's gone along, and we've gone backwards. So I'm sure they feel like that they're coming in here kind of licking their chops about that both teams where both teams stand. Who we got, Brian?
Let's go to Freddie.
Let's get Freddie in here. Hey, Freddie.
What do you say, man?
How you doing?
Hey, it's good to hear old Brian on there.
Oh, yeah.
Even though it's hard duty today.
Yeah.
Good to hear you too, Freddie.
We talked a month or so ago about how the baseball gods will exact revenge on national championship teams. And we ran through the SEC winners, the last, not counting the COVID years, the last 4 winners, and their conference winning percentage was 31% the next year combined. That's less than a third, of course. And the Vols currently are 583 at 14-10. And I know numbers kind of get on the radio are kind of hard. I was going to try to relate that to something if it won't bore you.
No, hit it.
I happened to be watching Major League Baseball the other night. I'm always watching it, but they were having a show on all-time winning percentages. And the 5th best winning percentage in the history of Major League Baseball, that's going back whenever, Civil War, whenever, is the Red Sox, and their winning percentage over all that time is .518. That's an 84-78 record over the course of a Major League season, 84-78. And of the 12 teams that made the Major League playoffs last year, only 2. No, let me rephrase that. Only the Vols record, the 14-10 at 583, only 2 teams out of the 12 have a better percentage than that.
That made the playoffs last year.
Yeah. And, 40% of the league makes the playoffs, and only 2 exceeded where the Vols are right now. So I know it's kind of hurting us right now and all of that, but there's nothing that says this team isn't playing good enough to win a lot of ball games. I noticed their hitting's picking up a little bit, but it's not showing on the stat. Our balls that hit the top of the wall are bouncing back. Theirs are going out.
Mm-hmm.
Chapman, who's been struggling a little bit, hits an absolute rocket when it matters yesterday, just right to their fielder.
Adam Bob.
Same thing at the second baseman. And I know fielding you can't fix overnight, but your pitchers can get hot and your hitters can certainly get hot.
Yeah, and this team proved earlier in the conference season that they could swing the bats much better than they're swinging them right now. But yeah, we've been in a fantasy world here, an absolute fantasy world, with the clip that they've been winning at over the course of a number of years, and this is a real dose of reality here, a dose of humility for both the team and our fan base, to be quite honest.
And basically anything above 500 in the SEC is going to get you. You're going to host something.
Yeah.
And I'm like you. I would like to get hot at the right time for a change, as opposed to the 2022 team that did the exact opposite.
Yeah.
And, you know, even way back then, as good as that team was, we talked about how if they weren't careful, their fielding was going to catch up with them at some point. And it did, just amongst other things. But the other thing you were talking about, Bino, is that, you know, sometimes in college it's for the players and all of that, but there's a few things, with very few exceptions, anybody would be exempted on this team from. From the seventh inning on, we're going to put a better fielder in there for you, if that's what needs to be done.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're struggling, we're going to drop you in the lineup till you can get your feet back on the ground. And if you're having trouble out there on the bases, we're going to pinch run for you in big situations. If you're left-handed and you can't hit a left-handed pitcher, we're going to pinch hit for you when it matters. And I just think that's the way baseball should be played.
I agree. I agree with that 100%.
You know, we had a couple of guys. I think it was Peebles hit a ball in the right field that bounced around the wall out there and came all the way back to the infield, and he was standing on second rather than making it all the way to third. What happened? Next guy got a hit and he got thrown out at home.
What?
Standing on third, you can crawl in.
How many times have you seen a ball go off the wall and they end up only getting a single out of it? It hits the wall so hard. That's happened at least 2 or 3 times recently.
Yeah,
that's what happens.
More of that bad luck.
Yeah,
for sure.
That's what happens when things aren't going well.
Yeah.
Guys, that's about all I had, but just remember that 84 and 78 would get you the 5th best ever in Major League Baseball, and we're doing much better than that, and we can just, all we got to do is get hot. Love you guys.
Thank you, Freddie. Appreciate the call. Who we got, Brownie?
Let's go to the great Vanderbilt Joseph.
Hey, Vandy Joe, how you doing, man?
Been better, Bino. I'll be honest with you.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Been pretty rough lately.
Well, I'll be praying for you, Vandy Joe.
Thanks, I appreciate it. You guys will be fine. We ain't no great shakes, I'll tell you that. We were very fortunate yesterday. Get down 7-2 and come back and win the way we did. It was dramatic, but it should have never happened. So,
yeah, the capability to do that, though, is a good thing, Vandy Joe. This team right now, this Tennessee team, a 5-run deficit looks huge to them.
Well,
regardless of how many innings
I'll give you a great example. Saturday, we started off well against Alabama, got up 2-0, or got up 1-0, and had all the momentum in the first inning, and hit a line drive to right field, and guy made a spectacular catch, and it was like it popped the bubble, took everything out of them, and they had a chance in the 7th inning to make the game close, and couldn't do anything. And it was over with. And I mean, yesterday, pretty much the same way. They were up 2-0. Bama had control of the game, and they had to go to the bullpen, and they got they got a break on a hit, and it was like the floodgates opened up. And so baseball is very, as you well know, it's like a lot of things in life. You make your own breaks, obviously, but they got very fortunate that they pulled yesterday's game out the way they did. So I'd say that this weekend is going to be really interesting. I got a question for you. How long has Doyle got to sit after he got suspended?
It's a 2-game suspension, which means that he this is my understanding, that it's a 2-game suspension, which means he's suspended tonight and suspended.
He was suspended for the second game yesterday,
Oh,
which he didn't
right.
pitch in, and then
So
he'll be suspended for the
yesterday's
Indiana
third
State
That's
game.
right.
So he will be pitching Friday.
He'll be pitching on Friday.
Yes,
That's right.
That's the plan.
I forgot about
I didn't know.
game
I didn't
three.
know how long the suspension was for. I just heard it was.
You
a
had your hopes up, though,
multi-game
didn't you,
suspension.
Danny Joe?
For starters, I understand it. For starters, it's 2 games. For a reliever, it's 4 games.
Okay. Well, I didn't know. I didn't know what the.
I don't know why.
I didn't know what the. I knew that. I knew that the assistants got suspended for a game or maybe multiple games, and the head coach doesn't get suspended at all if he gets tossed, unless he makes contact with an umpire.
Okay.
So they've changed that rule until you get the postseason, and then you get suspended for multiple games in postseason. I think that's the rule.
Okay.
But no, I mean, hey, it'll turn out however it turns out this weekend. You know, I don't think either team's got any great concern about getting into the field of 64.
No.
That's really all you. That's really what you're concerned about right now. First off, but secondly, you're worried about trying to host. You don't want to be a 2 seed, but and have to go on the road. But they're both in pretty good shape, regardless of what happens. Yeah, the thing about it is, you just don't want to get swept.
No, absolutely.
That's the thing. You just won't get swept, and regardless of which team ends up doing whatever they do. Okay.
Well, it's good that it's a it's good that it's a real rivalry that we've been able to turn it into a true rivalry. It's a fun thing. It's a fun thing.
Oh yeah, I mean, you know, I'm sure the fans are going to be raucous and all that kind of stuff, and everybody will be on quote unquote their best behavior this weekend.
I'm sure that's right.
So anyway, you guys have a good week.
Hey, thanks,
I'll
Vandy
talk
Joe.
to you soon,
We're praying for you, Vandy. 865-200-5402. Who we got, Brian?
Squeeze in D.W. Lynn.
Hey, W. Lynn, how you doing?
How my French compatriots doing today?
We're hanging in here, W. Lynn.
Brian, are we in the top 6 still in the standings? I hadn't even looked at that.
I believe tied for 5th with Vandy at 14.
Yes, that's correct. Georgia has moved ahead of Tennessee by a game in the stand. I believe LSU, Texas, Georgia, Arkansas are all ahead of the Vols now. And Tennessee and Vandy are 14 and 10 tied for 5th.
Well, you know, I'm kind of looking at this regional thing. I mean, a couple years ago we were 16 and 14 and did not host a regional. We had to go to Clemson. We know 18 and 12 will get us in. That means we got to go 4 and 2 the last 2 series, which is a tall task. But if we go 3 and 3 and we're 17 and 13, do you think that'll get us a regional?
I wouldn't rely on that. I think Tennessee has work to do to host a super regional. I think they're pretty much a lock to host a regional.
Okay, so you think I know we can't lose every game because just what I said, we were 16 and 14 and, you know, didn't host that year.
No,
so,
I think we're in pretty good shape, though, W. Lynn. I don't expect this team to get swept 2 series, and I think you're pretty much they're going to be a top 16 seed if they win 2 of their next 6, I would think.
Well, I hope so, but both those years, or that year, and then, of course, way back when we went to North Carolina, we went 0-1 in the SEC tournament.
Yeah.
I mean, we might have to at least win 1 there, don't you think, instead of going 0-1?
Yeah, I hadn't looked at it close enough, W. Lynn. I've been thinking about us hosting a super regional. I certainly hadn't been thinking about us losing out on hosting a regional, but, you know, you go through a stretch like this, who knows?
Yeah.
We'll see, but I think that they'll finish strong enough to host a regional and have to go on the road for the supers if they win their regional, obviously.
Right. Well, you know, this team needs our help as fans, and I know the weather has not cooperated this year with a lot of these home regionals, and this Vandy series is so big, but if you can get over there tomorrow night, students, just regular fans, we need to go over and cheer these guys and get them a little support tomorrow, I think, to kind of get their momentum going again. Would you agree with that?
Well, Debbie Lynn, this fan base, from what I've seen, has never let a team down over there. I don't think they're going to start right now. I think what we need to do is start getting some dadgum hits regardless of how many people are in the damn stadium. Let's swing the bat, and we won't have to worry about people being into the baseball game.
If we swing the bat, let's hit it where they ain't, because we were hitting it right to them a lot.
No, that's right. No, I don't think we've got any worries about our fans not being ready for a series against Vandy, W. They'll be there, and they'll be in full throat.
I'm still behind them. I mean, I know this is baseball. Freddie Jack's stat for right, man. You just got to hang above 500 and then, be playing good at the end of the season.
Yeah, that's right.
And I'm still with us, and I just want to let our team know we're behind them, and we're going to make that place rock. And I don't think they'll have to worry about it being empty or anything this weekend.
Yeah, they'll be stacked and packed over there. Everybody will be ready to go.
Okay, guys, y'all are doing a great job.
Thanks, W. Lynn. Appreciate you, man. 865-200-5402. What we got?
We have open lines.
Open lines.
And about 36 minutes to go.
Yeah, won't you load them up and 865-200-5402. And again, we'll talk about whatever's on your mind. Brian, it's the tone has been what I expected to be, which is that of frustration. But it's not been doom and gloom. I think most people understand that this team is capable and what's still out in front of them, and how quickly things can turn around in the game of baseball.
I also think that what's built up some equity is winning a national championship last year. I don't think maybe the mindset of some fans is we're not desperate to see that. We've seen it. So obviously losing so much, you can't win an Natty every year. And I think fans understand that. But I'll ask this question, and I don't want to make this sound like a rip fest, but what if Burke's check swing is called strike 3 last year and they don't win the Natty? How are fans viewing the program right now if they're going through this kind of struggles right now? How would they be viewing Coach Vitello?
I think anyone that's a true baseball fan, a true fan of the game, and not just a fan of the color orange, would understand what a tremendous job has been done here, regardless if you've got the big trophy or if you don't. That's my viewpoint on that. So, who we got, Brian? Let's get Richard in here. Hello, Richard.
Hey, Bino.
How are you doing?
Brian. Oh, man, wonderful, man. Just sitting here just at my computer doing a little catch-up work on the office, so listening to the show. Good to talk to y'all as always. Been a few weeks since I've called in, so it's been fun listening, though, about every day.
We appreciate you being there, Richard. Thank you, sir.
Hey, it's been fun because between this show and everything on various sites and stuff, Bino, I think it seems like we've gone through about a month of the most negative, just negative vibes I've seen in a long time, whether it's baseball, recruiting, or portal, or what. I mean, Bino, is the sky falling in Knoxville? Are we headed towards the dump as a program, as a whole, in our sports programs?
I don't think so, Richard. That's not my opinion. No, I don't think we are.
But doesn't it feel like that I've never seen so much complaining and griping and calling out individuals and players and this and that and coaching, and I'm just like, oh, this whole, now that money is so big for not only coaches and players, boy, it to me, Bino, it's brought out more just anger than I've ever seen out of the fan bases.
Yeah, and to be honest, Richard, the closer and closer this gets to a professional model, the more and more you're going to have a professional-minded fan base, and that's just natural. So they're going to when it's known what a player's making out there, whether it's fair or whether it's not, the expectation, boom, goes up there.
Oh.
They're a professional player. So.
Hey, I don't disagree that there should be criticism to players, especially now. Like I said, it's not amateur sports no more. It's minor league sports, and if they want to get paid, yes, there should be some of that. But it's just, just reading the baseball sites and stuff, and I'm like, man, we've been on one of the greatest just runs in college baseball history. Of course, LSU's run of what they did with all their championships, it's going to be hard to ever match that. But just what we've done, and then it's just like nobody cares what we've done in the past. It's only what have you done for me lately, and it gets a little disheartening,
Richard, I'm
mentality.
As a confession here, I've most of my life I've been kind of an orange glasses guy, and still am, more so than not. And I am at times overly sensitive to criticism of our programs and our coaches. Now, in this role, I have to try to abandon that a little bit, but just for me, I just don't go to message boards. I just don't go to it because it just makes me angry. So I just don't go.
Yes, and there's a reason why, Vino, I've never have been on Twitter. I've never had a Twitter account.
And it's smart. You're smart.
Some of these people on Twitter that say stuff like that, if they were president of the U.S. in World War II, we'd be speaking Japanese and German.
Absolutely.
Think about it for a second.
Very well said, Brian. There is no doubt. But hey,
I would say if you were the president, you wouldn't be on Twitter, but I guess.
Yeah. Hey, let's talk about one thing we hadn't talked about. Everybody's made wonderful points about the baseball team. I think there is no doubt that every facet of the game has some warts in it, and every facet of the game over this last month have led to losses on this team. But every facet of the game also can be lifted up and can get better. So that's been hammered. But, I just want to say this after watching this weekend. And like I said, all the years that I was fortunate to umpire a lot of baseball games and stuff, that was the worst 3 games of behind-the-plate umping I have ever seen for a major college sports. It was atrocious. Especially that first guy, that one guy strike zone. I have never, ever seen that pathetic of a strike zone in my life. What do you think?
Yeah, Richard, I can't comment because I didn't have a visual all weekend of the games. I listened to most of them or followed it on the phone when I could. But I never had a visual where I could comment. But I have seen commentary out there that it was really bad, and every level that you come down, Richard, it's not as good. I don't know at the college level, but I know at the high school level they have tremendous problems getting people that are willing to do that job. You know more about this than I do.
Sure.
Because people just can't behave themselves anymore. And it's hard to fill that with guys that want to be out there because they love the game. So I don't know. I didn't see it. Brian, did you see games where you had a view where you could tell what the umpiring was like?
I really don't get the opportunity to see it if it's not on regular TV.
I got you.
I just refuse to get on all these prescriptions you need to have all this stuff. And
prescriptions?
You subscriptions or something, whatever.
Hey, but you do need a prescription to watch
So I follow it through game centers, and I see highlights, and I know what's going on, pitch by pitch. But it's the umpiring is not why they lost. They lost because, well, they scored 7 runs all weekend.
Yeah, and I don't think that's what Richard's saying.
Yeah, I know that, Richard, but I just wanted to point that out.
Well, I mean, when you're trying to come back as a ball
it doesn't
team,
help. It doesn't help. That's for sure.
No, let me tell you, that first game, that first when I tell you that his strike zone, especially when Tennessee, there were multiple batters opportunities when we're trying to get. He was calling strikes, Bino, that I wouldn't even call in 8-year-old baseball when I umpired. That was the level that it was at. That's how bad it was. I mean, like I said, there's plenty of people who posted upon it, showing all the bad calls and all this, and I'm like, there's just no call for that to be a major college umpire and to have that bad of a strike zone. It was horrendous, and so therefore, who could know what to swing at? I mean, it was that bad, and and like I said, I don't care. No, it didn't cost us baseball games, but it was so horrendous and that bad. I don't know, man. Hopefully that umpire will get reviewed by his boss, and he'll be like, "What was you looking at these pitches, and how could you make the call?"
Well, I did have a buddy, Richard, on one of my text threads that compared one of the guys one day to C.B. Buckner, and that is not a compliment. That is not a compliment.
Yeah. So. Well, it's the first guy. It's the first game.
Yeah.
It was the worst of all 3 of the games. And when I tell you, when you see a lot of them, you're just like, honestly, you're shaking your head. And you're kind of like, okay. But, oh, well, man, I just thought I'd bring up something new other than what it said this week, just because I thought it was bad. And from that standpoint, especially a guy who's probably making, I guarantee you, he probably got paid $1,000 to be behind the plate the other night in that game.
Wow.
So, but oh well. Hey guys, thank y'all for being on as always, and we'll talk later.
Hey Richard, we appreciate it. Have a great week. 865-200-5402 will get you on with us. Going to take our last break of the day and be back on the other side with more of the Monday edition Tony Basilio Show.
What do the names Kirby Connell, Jordan Beck, Evan Russell, Drew Beam, and John Fulkerson have in common? When they have questions about the law, they call on Marcos Garza and the Garza Law Firm. The Garza Law Firm can handle anything law-related that may come your way. Join these VFLs and let the Garza Law Firm assist you. Visit them online at garzalaw.com. That's garzalaw.com. The Garza Law Firm. Let us help.
Jeff Hall here. I'm a partner at Rather and Kittrell Capital Management. Life is full of transitions. Planning for retirement, managing investments, or navigating major life changes. Here at Rather and Kittrell, we're here to guide you through every step. As a trusted advisor, we offer personalized wealth management tailored to your unique needs. Let us help you protect, preserve, and grow your financial legacy. Visit rkcapital.com or call 865-218-8400 to start your journey toward financial clarity today. Rather & Kittrell is a registered investment advisor.
Are you stuck in a dead-end job or ready for a new challenge? Do you feel like it's time to try a new career? Well, it's time to change lanes with TLD Logistics. My friends at TLD Logistics have some really exciting opportunities for you to learn a new skill. With a new 5-acre driving academy that's now under new leadership with all new course material. And the best part, it's absolutely free. What a great deal to set you on the road to higher pay. And TLD Logistics even offers weekly stipends to offset food and gas expenses. In 6 weeks' time, you could complete this course and be in compliance with FMCSA regulations. Then you're ready for the open road of opportunity. What are you waiting for? It's time to change lanes with TLD Logistics. Visit tldlogistics.com. That's tldlogistics.com. TLD Logistics. Basilio here reminding you that when you want to sell your extra tickets to the game, you don't want to give your life away online with all your personal information just because you want to sell a few extra tickets.
Clark Moore at Select Ticket Service will gladly buy your extra game tickets and your extra parking passes. And the best part? Clarky Boy pays cash. 865-919-1016. 865-919-1016. Clarky Boy pays cash at Select Ticket Service. Clarky Boy pays cash.
Attention Vol fans, are you tired of complicated, clunky fleet technology that makes your job harder? Say goodbye to frustration and hello to Connexial, your hometown partner in logistics. It's time to rev up your operations with next level fleet management from Connexial. Connexial is here to keep your business on track with technology that works as hard as you do. Our game-changing ELD gives you more than just hours of service. With AI-powered dash cameras and real-time asset tracking, you'll have eyes on the road, cargo, and your fleet from anywhere, anytime. And the best part, our friendly US-based customer support team is just one phone call away. No more long wait times or frustrating tech talk. Just real people with real solutions. With Connexial, you get a professional team you can trust and easy-to-use products that keep you on the road. What do you say, Tony?
I'm ready. Make the smart move and call Connexial today.
865-888-6920. Learn more at Connexial.com. That's Konexial.com. Drive life with Connexial and go Vols.
A lime is not always just a lime. You see, some limes are lucky. For when a lime joins the salted rim of a crisp, refreshing Tres Dos Equis, that lime is no longer a mere lime, but a wedge of renowned Mexican limón. Muchas gracias, limón. And also, de nada. Enjoy Dos Equis responsibly. Copyright 2024 Dos Equis, imported by Cervezas Mexicanas, White Plains, New York.
Preparing food for a big gathering can really take it out of you. That's why you need to call Calhoun's and check out their selection of party platters. Whether you're hosting a party for the big game, a reunion, or just an everyday gathering, a Calhoun's party platter is next level. Choose from Calhoun's always excellent chicken tenders, fly with Calhoun's wings, or boneless wings with a variety of dipping sauces, award-winning next-level melt-in-your-mouth barbecue ribs, or delicious spinach artichoke dip, or get one of each. Plus, if you're doing burgers or sandwiches, Calhoun's has lots of side dishes like spinach Maria, baked cinnamon apples, Smoky Mountain baked beans, or creamy coleslaw. Available in pints, quarts, and gallons. And to finish things off, pick up one of Calhoun's great desserts to go, including homemade cheesecake or key lime pie. Calhoun's, simply your go-to party headquarters. With 9 locations all over East Tennessee, you can order online and just pick it up. Calhoun's, one of the Copper Cellar family of restaurants, along with Chesapeake's, Copper Cellar, Corner 16, Cherokee Grill, and Smoky Mountain Brewery. Eat local, eat good.
And welcome you back, Tony Basilio Show. Final segment of the Monday edition. Got about 20 minutes left in the show. Plenty of time for you to jump on here with us as Joe from Blount County's done. Hello, Joe. How you doing?
Hey, Bean. How you doing, buddy?
I'm well. Hope you are. It's great to see you the other day.
You too. Y'all going to be at Calhoun's Friday?
We are. We most certainly will.
Great. Okay. I believe our baseball team's probably a year away.
I can see that.
They're pretty young.
Yeah, they are. One of the younger teams in the SEC, I believe.
I do think this program's going to run kind of like LSU did in the 90s. I think they're going to be really, really good for several years.
Well, Joe, they've certainly done everything to give you that confidence and positioned themselves well. They have a talented roster year in, year out. It seems to be a program that people want to be a part of, and as long as that continues, I've said that I think that Tony Vitello's a generational program builder, and he's got great people, great baseball people around him. I'm sure at some point somebody's going to come and take Elander from us, and they're going to have to fill that role with a competent person. But I've got every confidence in the world that we're going to continue to be a very, very good Omaha contender for a number of years.
I do as well, and I mean this SEC is a meat grinder. I mean, if you look back over the season, there've been so many teams that's gotten hot. You know, we were hot at the beginning of the year, and then LSU got hot, and then Arkansas got hot, and Texas now is hot, and it's just tough, man. It's a tough conference.
It's a monster.
I don't have any concerns about our baseball program. We're going to be fine.
Yeah, no, the direction of the program is not in question. Just one season we're talking about getting things right.
Yeah, I'm really tickled with Coach Barnes, the direction he's headed. And I am a little concerned about our recruiting in football, but I'll just wait and pass judgment on that when the season starts. But I am a little concerned about, if we're going to be a middle-of-the-road team or if we're going to try to be in it, to excel in the top in the country. And I just don't see us in the tops in the country right now. I just see us maybe 7 or 8 or 9 wins, and that's about it.
Yeah, it's, Tony talks about urgency on the recruiting trail. I think that right now that Heupel and his staff, and I kind of agree with this, and I don't know if it's the right direction. I think they kind of look at the portal as a supplementary piece rather than the piece to build your program. And some other teams look at it differently. And I think he still kind of wants to develop younger players, see if they can do that and have them step into those roles. And we'll see if he's right or wrong about that approach. But, yeah, I mean, the top 11 recruiting class, I believe, but you're still, just about every team in front of you is an SEC team. So it's hard. It's a rough row in football too.
Yeah. It is. Well, hopefully I'll see you Friday, and I'm still glad to be a volunteer.
Amen. Go Big Orange. Thank you, Joe. Appreciate the call, and we'll see you Friday. Let's get Rod from Clarksville in here. Hey, Rod, how you doing?
What do you say, Bino? You doing all right?
I'm doing wonderful. It's good to talk to you. It's been a while.
You too. I just want to make sure I say hello to Brad, too. I appreciate him being on the call.
Me too. Thank you.
Bino, how long have you been playing ball?
Well, let's see. I started when I was 7, and 62 years.
So can you tell me, is it an advantage for you as a batter to not sit there and watch strike one like I've been watching our men and lady balls do?
Yeah. Now, I'll have to put a disclaimer out here. Rod, I couldn't hit a baseball when I was 20, so I certainly can't now. But, I mean, you certainly don't want to continually go up there against a pitcher that is pounding the strike zone and take strike one. No, you don't want that. You don't want that to be your habit if this is a guy that is gonna pound the strike zone.
But this is what I've been noticing from our girls softball and our boys baseball. I don't understand, if this is, like Tony said, if it's urgent right now, don't you think we need to be swinging at that strike one that's coming right down the pike on the first pitch?
Yeah, there's a balance in there, Rod, because at even in the SEC level, you'd like to get in a team's bullpen. Which means you would also like their starting pitcher to have to throw some pitches. You can't just sell out and go up there and hit the first thing. So there is a balance in there as far as working.
Well, I got one more comment. I'm kind of listening to the callers and hearing not just the callers, but saying that some of the fans are kind of upset at the different sports and whatnot, but I just cannot get over the fact that what Rick Barnes and Kim Caldwell has done in the offseason with the transfer portal, I cannot get over what our swimming and diving team does every year, our track team does every year. I mean, our school is absolutely phenomenal in all sports, and we got fans that come out here and cry about nitty-ditty when all these other schools only have one sport to be happy about. Am I right, Brian?
It's close.
It
just depends on some perspective is just different than what you'd think and what you'd hope.
Rod, it's as good. I'll say this across the board.
We welcome it, but
across the board, sports athletics University of Tennessee are as good as any time since the mid to late '60s. I think that's the last time it was this good going across the board. Doesn't mean there's nothing to criticize. There's always some things to criticize. We don't want that to stop, Rod, or this show won't exist anymore.
Vito, y'all have a blessed day, my man. You know I love y'all. Y'all be careful.
Hey, Rod, thanks so much. Be safe out there. Always good to hear from you. Let's get Bonner in here. Hey, Bonner, how you doing?
Hi, doing great, guys. How are y'all doing?
We're well. It's good to hear your voice.
Hey, great talking to you. It's been a little while. Hey, I'm going to switch it up here just a little bit, and I've been meaning to ask about this. And you might have already discussed it, but in the immediate aftermath of when Tanner Wiggins got hit with a foul ball there, and just with an exit velo of 104, and I was at that game. I was standing on the concourse with my son on the third base side, and I have to tell you that when that first happened, my first thought was, my gosh, I mean, has the worst has just happened there. So really my question is, first of all, has there been any update on how he's doing? But I guess the broader issue is there a conversation about player safety, getting a net up in front of the dugout or getting the dugout down in the ground? Is there any ongoing conversation? Because even this weekend, 3 or 4 times, their dugout, our dugout, I mean, and just like there's no reaction time. And to me, it just seems like a really awful thing. Just not to me, it's not a matter of if, but when. So is there a conversation being had about safety in regard to the dugout?
Bonner, I do not know, but I know that there should be. The exit velo, and these bats are just too good. They're just too good. And the exit velo off of them is just you can't react to it when you're that close. I know you're not going to take a full swing and hit a ball into a dugout. That's not going to happen. But it doesn't have to. As we've seen. So there absolutely should be some discussion about that. I don't know if there is or not. I'm sorry.
And just with so much emphasis on player safety in every other area, including, when you can travel. I mean, to me, this is the most obvious. Hey, listen, there was a midweek game, and I cannot for the life of me remember when it was. It was early in the season, and one of our players hit a foul ball into the opposing team's dugout. There was a kid over there. I don't know if this was, I guess, one of the players or one of the coach's sons or something. Kid looked to be 12 years old or so. And it missed his head by like 6 inches. And I thought, oh my gosh, all season long I've been watching these just balls going in at 100 miles plus. I think the one that hit Tanner Wiggins, like I said, was 104. And the time that it took to go from that bat to his mouth, I mean, it was just a fraction of a second. It was like a bullet coming in there. And I'm just stunned that that's not something that is at least being discussed.
I agree. I agree with you. I'm sorry. I don't know if it is or if it isn't. In today's world, I'm stunned if it's not. I'm stunned they don't have them all wearing bat helmets over there to start with.
Absolutely. I know it was about 15 years or so back when the Cardinals had in their minor league deal, the first base coach was killed just from a line drive. And so final question is sort of along the same line. So in the majors, the dugouts are they a little bit further down the line, and they're down. You take a step or two down. They seem safer to me. That's right?
Yes,
the not as close, right?
They're not as close as the college teams are, obviously. Yeah. So they've got a little more reaction time, but you still see balls flying in there too from time to time.
Well, yeah, sure enough. So I was just kind of curious about that and wondering if there was a conversation being had about that. So that's about all I have. But I appreciate you guys, and hope you have a great rest of the day.
Thanks for the call, Bonner. We appreciate it. Let's get Joshy Boy in here. Hello, Joshy Boy.
Hey, guys. How are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you today?
Good. So that recent transfer Tennessee picked up in football, the kid from Colorado, cornerback.
Yeah.
Do you guys think he'll be a day one starter?
It wouldn't surprise me, Josh, if he's a day one starter, but he'll certainly be just like he was at Colorado, which is a major contributor. Let me look real quick at I've got this projected depth chart here. So, he comes in especially with McCoy's injury situation.
Yeah.
You look at a cornerback, you got Caleb Beasley that would move up there, so Colton Hood, at the very least, will be competing with him, I would think, for a starting cornerback spot opposite of Ricky Gibson.
Yeah, I was watching some of his film, his highlights. He looked pretty good. He intercepted a ball from Arizona stud wide receiver last year, McMillan, the kid that got drafted a week ago.
Yeah, well, I believe he only had 2 interceptions, and he had like 105 return yards on those 2 interceptions. So obviously he's pretty good with the ball in his hands.
Yeah. So did Tennessee recently pick up someone in basketball? I think they got someone international, correct?
Yeah, Amaro Morgan. He was playing.
That's the coach.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Clarence Masamba. France.
Clarence Masamba. He was playing in Monaco. 6'5", 185. He was at the Rock School in Gainesville, and then went to Monaco and was playing some professional basketball there, or whatever that is, or playing with a youth team there internationally. So, yeah, Clarence Masamba, 6'5", 185 guard, I believe.
Yeah. If Gainey comes back and they approve that 5th year, I think we're going to have a pretty good basketball team this season.
Well, that would certainly help. I think that I'm certain that's their hopes that goes on. But yes, that would Gainey would be a key piece to this team, because you're looking for the right combination at that 2 guard, and he would help that dramatically.
And one last thing I want to say out the door is, I know a lot of people are worried about this baseball team, but a few years ago, Ole Miss was the last team in the NCAA tournament.
Sure were.
And they got hot at the right time in the tournament and won the whole thing. Not saying it may happen to us. We're definitely going to be in the tournament, but guys, don't give up on this team, because they can definitely still get to Omaha. Have a good day.
We appreciate that, Joshy boy. Who we got, Brian?
Let's wrap it up with Tennessee Tom.
Let's get TNT in here. Hello, TNT. How you doing?
What's going on, Bino? Always a pleasure to touch base with you, my friend.
Back at you.
Hey, man, first of all, I heard over the weekend, I was reading on the internet that Tony Barnhart's giving it up after this year.
Is he really?
Yeah, it'd be his 50th year.
Wow, man. He's
25. This will be his 50th year, and I know Tony's got some connections. It'd be nice to get that old cat on the radio there one day before
he's seen a little Southeastern Conference football, hasn't he?
I would say so. I think he's probably one of the godfathers of it.
Yeah, absolutely. He's OG.
Bino, you and Brian, I'll get y'all's opinion on this. Our sticks are terrible. Our bats are terrible, and it's rare that they fall off. Is this something that they've gotten cocky and these other teams have started jawing at them first, and they know how to take it?
I think this is a team that I think maybe this is a team that got out a little bit ahead of themselves in that 20-0 start, and some struggles have come along, and they haven't reacted very well to those struggles.
What I'm saying is, I'm trying to get somebody to commit. Do you think they're subject to some head games?
I don't know. I think this is a fragile team. I said that, so maybe that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Maybe yes, they haven't handled the struggles of this game that come along as well, because I think we do have some quality hitters in the lineup. I don't have any doubt about that.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, and it just blows my mind that they've. I mean, you might as well say ice cold. I mean, I heard y'all say a statistic from Kentucky to now they've averaged 3 hits per game.
3 runs.
3 runs
Brian
per
said
game.
3 runs.
Yeah, last 8 SEC games, 3 runs a game, 24 runs total, and 9 of those came against LSU in that one game, 6 of them in one inning.
Man, I'm telling you, there's a little more than just the batting slump here. I mean, I don't know if they're handling the calls from the other team, because past 2 years we've been the one putting it out, and the little conflict Saturday, and then Sunday you got Coach B going nuts. There's some jawing going on, man, and I just don't know if they're handling these classic head games.
Yeah.
But anyway, it's just a thought. I mean, the talent's definitely there, and I'm not giving up to them. It's just if that's the situation, everybody needs to grow some thicker skin.
Yeah, I hope that. I appreciate it, TNT. I hope that's not the situation. I think this is a situation where you've got a team that's in a funk right now. We need a few line drives is what we need. We need a few balls hit in the seats is what we need. This is a contagious game, and it can be contagious one way or it can be contagious the other. And we've got a quality roster, and it's just a matter of battling through these struggles that they've had and seeing if they can get back to playing quality baseball at the time they need to play quality baseball.
Yeah, and if they can take care of Vanderbilt over the weekend, that would be what the doctor ordered. To get to the 18-12 mark to host a super regional, they'd probably have to sweep Vanderbilt, because I just don't know if they can go to Arkansas and get a couple wins there. Tony Vitello's record is 1-9 against Arkansas as he's been at Tennessee. Think about that.
Yeah,
and the one win was a walk-off 3-run shot by Max Ferguson when they were down 2 in the bottom of the 9th inning. That was the one win. So he wants to get that. He wants to improve on that.
Sure.
And we'll see. That'll be interesting. I think TV has picked up a couple of those Arkansas games, so I think 5 of the remaining 6 SEC games will be on some kind of regular TV network station. ESPN
Hallelujah.
2, ESPN, one of the ESPN stations, SEC Network.
Hallelujah. We need to be on television.
Thank you, Chris Burke. Thank you for hooking us up there.
We knew if we badgered you enough, you'd get something done, Chris. About time. Hey, we're not taking.
We're going to wrap
calls.
up. We're going to wrap here. We got about 20 seconds left. So, B&O, final thoughts.
Brian, I really appreciate you. I thought the callers handled this great today. You helped me today. I appreciate that. I hope everyone has a wonderful week. Tony, hope you had a great test today. All the results come back great. And you're right back here in the seat tomorrow. So Tony will be back tomorrow, but tune in anyway. Thanks for listening.
WJBE 1040 AM, 99.7 FM.
Translator W259AB.
Powell, Knoxville. WJBE 1040 AM 99.